The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. It's a quiet Friday now. Right now we got the S&P is up 3 points. We have the Russell down 1.7. We have NASDAQ up 18.75 and the Dow is up 22. Oil currently up $1.66 with natural gas down over 1.5%. Corn in the ags are moving overall, though they're up about 1% right now. Got some good commodity movement. We do have the soybeans up about 3% right now. So massive move on soybeans, 38 points. Working on a limit move right there. We got the euro dollar currently up 32 pips. We got the Aussie dollar is up 14 with the pound dollar down 28. Dollar CAD is currently up 9 with dollar franc down 24. Euro yen currently up 24 pips. Pound yen down 24 pips. And U.S. yen up 11. Gold is currently moving, look like it's up about $24 on the day. That's right, $24 move on the day. Like I said, the commodities moving. And silver, not to be outdone, wanted to be nice and shiny there, moved on up 3% move on silver. Copper currently up 0.5% right now. So we definitely have some big moves that have happened, and everything's just sort of going quiet now that we're into the afternoon on Friday. And that gives you your wrap right there for where the market stands at the moment. And just to remind you, you can listen to us anywhere on your mobile phone. Just go to tfnn.mobi or check out tfnn.com, click on Tiger TV, and you can watch our screens as we're walking through the markets each and every day for you. Now let's go ahead and check out where the markets are at. I'm going to go ahead and pull up. We're going to see on the deviation moves. We're also going to talk about the news plan and sort of, what we were talking about. I laid out some news potential trades for today. And so we're going to drill down. We're going to look over first at pound dollar for last night. And I'm going to back on down on that. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up for you and we can dig a little deeper into it. And we'll talk about next week. It's a pretty light news week as well, just like this week was. So first thing we had come on out was, like I said, the pound dollar had its second revised GDP. That number was released early this morning, right around 4:30. So let's go back in time here. Let's check it out. And right over here we got it. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can actually measure some movement. And we'll see what we got. We got a pop up and then a big move down. So it wasn't your average move right there, but as far as, just straight off the GDP announcement, but we got a regular one deviation move. We went up 0.5, we went down minus 0.5. This happened on several currency pairs that I've been watching today, sort of doing the half to half, being a whole move across the board. Well, the pound dollar second estimate, it came in at 0.7. That really wasn't anything spectacular. We were hoping to come in like maybe around 0.9. That would have given us a nice big move. We got a little bit of a move, though, so let's look at what that small move was that we got and how you could have played it. So we go right over here, and we got this small move, moved right up about 30 pips. We also, in return, we flipped that around. So for 30, you could have been looking at, as late as, 5, of course, would be really close, 6, and even had as late as 7 o'clock. That you could have taken advantage of on the spreads and the binaries both. And that wouldn't have given you a much more different movement right there. It actually came back down almost exactly where it was. So that was really a disappointing news announcement. Usually that's a big mover. It really broke its stat model today. So usually we're seeing a solid 50 to 70 pip move. We're seeing that 70% of the time we're seeing that 50 pip move with an average of 70 pips. So this is one that's going to sort of drag down the stats a little bit. But we did get a big move, nevertheless, on the pound dollar. And pound got a little stronger, like I said, off that little better than expected, but not much better than expected GDP announcement. When it moved on down there, we got a move of about 100 pips overall on the move from high to low, maybe even 100 if we get the exact number right in there. right around, looks like 98 pips, high to low. So right there on the pound dollar. Just doing a quick chart analysis, not getting like right down into the nitty-gritty of every tick, but right there, right around 100 pips. And so that was the, sort of the big expectation for the week, and was not as big of a move as we were looking for. Let's go ahead and look at what else we had. So with that disappointing news, that sort of helped out with some potential trades this morning that you could have done. So let's look at those. Let's go, what was possible now. Remember, we do have Jackson Hole going on today as well. So you never know what might come out from that, but we haven't seen just a whole lot from it. Well, before the news, you had several possibilities. One of those was you could have went in, and the pound dollar had sort of the biggest move previous to this news announcement, so it's probably the one you want to avoid. And then you had dollar franc, dollar CAD, euro dollar sort of following it with not as big, but still pretty big moderate moves. And then the best ones being dollar, yen, and Aussie dollar having the smallest moves. So we could have done a butterfly, which is where we do a range-bound trade. We buy a lower in-the-money spread, and we sell lower in-the-money binary, and sell a higher in-the-money binary, with the expectation it'll stay somewhere between the range. And looking for a 10 a.m. expiration. So looking at the pound and going, let's say you hop in, this is the earliest you could really probably be looking to get in right around 8:30 on this trade. And so if we take the high to the low, we got 26 pips, stayed well within the range. Trade worked out very, very well for doing a binary butterfly into the news. And we'll look at a few of these different pairs, okay? So if you would have been looking for, say, 20 pips up, 20 pips down, you would have done great on that trade. And let's see, like I said, we could have done 60 minutes into the news. Obviously, that one worked. The other ones would have worked pretty well also. 60 minutes, we have a high to low of 35 pips, so you're solid on that. 30 minutes before the news on the pound dollar, you had 25 pips. So that's just like, this little range right here. And what do we get high to low right before it? Let's check that out. So here to here, mirror move of 14 pips. So 90 minutes, 60 minutes, and 30 minutes, all working really well on that one. And I'm trying to see, didn't even have pound dollar for into the news. That one was just too high. Wasn't on the rankings. So let's look at some of our other trades we could have done on the exact same announcement. So again, 90 minutes before. One of them I know was a little bit more volatile. Let's check it out. Let's look over at the euro dollar. We'll look at that one right now. Okay? So euro dollar, pull that up. Here we go. And we got a big move, but let's check out before the news. Okay, the earliest you could have got in, if you got in right at the beginning, okay, it's 8:30. So we can take that high to low. You only got 32 pips. So that stayed within the 40 pip range. Somebody said, hey, didn't I go 40 pips, therefore it would have broken it? And they must have just not looked real carefully at it. Somebody sent that over to me. But it stayed within that range. So again, we go 30 pips. We go just right to that high and right to that low. And we stayed within the 40 pips. So we definitely stayed within that range. That trade would have worked out. If we went on down to 60 minutes, then let's look at the euro dollar. We got about a 30 pip range. So that's going to go over here, 9 o'clock to 10. So high to low. And let's see. So there we go on that one. We got 26 pips. And that's high to low. Remember, it came back up. It didn't finish down there. It just went down there. And so that stayed within the 30 pip expectation. And then if we went in there 30 minutes before, we got 20 pips. So 20 pips right here. Again, we're going to go right now to 9:30. And we're going to get the low to the high over here at 10 o'clock. So, and that right there would have given us a move of 12 pips. So again, staying within the 20 pip range, that trade could have been profitable for you as well. Looking at the binary butterfly into the news again, euro dollar was not on that list either, so we were only binary butterflying into it. Again, like picking one, above and, one below. Okay? So now let's look at one of those that may have, been in that range that we could have checked out. So if we go for maybe some of the wider ones, let's also look at, we'll check out, let's see, dollar CAD. Okay? So hopping on over here, looking at the dollar CAD on the binary butterfly, then we may be able to pull up something here. There we go. We got 10 o'clock. And again, measuring the high to the low, and look at that 0.7 and 0.5 deviation. It's really oscillating between, give you a really good support resistance. but high to low, 18 pips. Worked out beautifully. Did that pretty much all the way till the end, so we could look at all the stats. But that would have worked on the 90, 60, and 30-minute one. And dollar CAD also had expectation, though, 45 pips afterwards. So that one was a pretty rough one right there. Let's see, how big of a move did we get? Because we got a pretty big move after that report came out. High to low, went down, 52 pips. So, again, that was the one of the bigger movers that we were expecting. And so one that you want to be careful on. When you're looking at those, you want to look at that lower percentage. It also had one of the highest expectations of movement and the higher percentages of movement. The best binary butterflies into the news are usually going to be the ones with the lower percentage and lower expectation. So what were those? Well, as talked about yesterday, dollar yen. Very, very low expectation of movement off that report for the butterfly into the news. We still had a pretty decent move on it, though. They don't always fit right perfectly in that expectation. If we go right 10 o'clock here, and we go to high to low, we got a big move on dollar yen. And so this one moved 65 pips. So it actually, just now for the first time, breaking out of that 50 pip range there on the binary butterfly into the news. It did bounce on back a little bit, which we usually are holding on to these. And when it bounced on back at expiration, let's see where we were at. We're at about 55. So that trade probably would have got you if you would have been in on that one. Now, if you would have done the ones before the news, it rocked it. It did great. So which are the preferred binary butterflies, the ones that we do the most often. And, at 18 pip, high to low. What are the stats on that? Well, the dollar yen usually is at 30 pips. So we stay within the 30. If we go down to the 60-minute pips, then 25 stayed within that. If we go down to 30 minutes before, it's usually only 15 pips high to low. So it did really, really well staying within its range. All of these, as we've seen, done really well staying within their range previous to that news announcement. A lot of times things go quiet before the news, and that's our opportunity to hop in and take advantage of it. So if you can hop in like right there around 8 or 8:30 and get in on 10 o'clock expiration, then that's just obviously ideal. And you may even wait a little bit. You may let it move a little bit, up or down or whatever, so that gives you a little bit, you already got part of that range. Like if you're 10 pips in, well, you can count that 10 pips below already, and now you can put 20 pips above and 20 pips below, versus it having to be exactly from that exact price. Remember, it's high to low from 2 hours before to when it comes out, or 90 minutes before, 60 minutes before, 30 minutes before, from when the announcement comes out, when we're going over these stats. And then on the straddle strangle, the possibilities on that. So let's say you were doing a euro dollar. Let's go in and let's go back to your dollar, because that was the flip around trade. We didn't look at that side of the trade. Dollar yen moved really, really good for us. The euro dollar did have a nice move off of 10 o'clock for us. And so if we go in and we measure that one, the high to the low between that and the 11 a.m., we got 62 pips. So pretty nice. Anyways, stay right there. We'll be right back after this break.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, we'll come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I guess we can hop on over. Let's see if maybe we can find something that might provide us a gold trade. We're sort of hopping in a little bit late, but who knows? Maybe we'll find something here. So hopping on over, we're going to pull it up and look inside and see what we get over on gold. And let me pull back up the binary one right there. Here we go. All right, and then put on 65 to 95. And we'll bring this on down. We get a little bit more today because we do have the weeklies that we can take advantage of. Looks like right now, unselected that. There we go. So we got gold right there. We can look at it. Remember, we got dailies and weeklies. There'll be a D and a W next to them that we can look at over here. So with that in mind, just a few minutes left to go. They're both going to be pretty close. And I'm going to see if maybe I might be able to pull off a trade here in the last few minutes on gold before this premium just disappears on us. We got a lot of shakiness. Let's see here. It's like the best possible trade might be at 13.97, but even that, it's honestly this. I mean, it's going to be a tight one. That 13.94 is close. That 13.97 is close. You can even try to butterfly the thing, I guess, if you wanted to. Looking at a chart over here, you can just see this thing just bouncing right here. Right there off like 1393.9, 1394. So, we're going in. We had a big just rocket move. I mean, the thing just flew up to 1.5 deviations. So on the day right there. So, like I said, 1394, 1397 would be your best bet. Going in just really tight. Just looking at just that little mini trend there on the 1 minute bars. We're still not seeing a whole lot of conviction, no matter what. This thing is just oscillating right there. So, anyways, be careful on this trade. But yeah, you'd be looking at the, let's see, 1394. There we go. Sorry, I got to scroll around a little bit there. 1397. So that would basically be your two possible trades on this. And you got about a few minutes left until expiration on that trade. So you're looking at about, $15 or so. On the sell side, you're looking at, about $10 or so on the buy side, depending upon what time you got in on the trade right there as we were pulling them up. But we'll see how that one ends up. That one's just really, really tight, and it's a Friday. So, it's one of those, nobody's going to follow you if you decide to stand aside on this one. I'm even going lighter volume than normal on this trade right here. So, like I said, you get about 90 on the downside and about, 80-something on the upside. Anyways, but that will go with that trade. We can watch that one. And just, for learning purposes, 1394 to 1397. And just seeing how flat this thing is, let me show you. Right here, what you're doing is you're basically saying it'll finish below 1397. And it'll finish above. This would be doing a butterfly, by the way. Okay? And finish above 1394. So those are decent support resistance levels, just looking at the activity over the last half hour going into it. Right here, if you look at this, I mean, that is a nice range. We have a lot of implied volatility built in that normally we're not going to be able to take advantage of just because of the rapid run that we had in commodities. Like I said, we had, 3% in silver, 1.5% in gold. We had, 38-point move in soybeans. So, I mean, just across the board, we just had, oil ran up massive as well. So with everything just moving really, really, really fast, it ran up and then just sort of like stopped and bounced back and forth. And when you do a trade like this, then you are sort of lowering your risk because at least one side can make money if the other side gets hit. That's a benefit. So you go in and let's say I'm going to make $15 on the long side, okay, or the short side. And you make that money on that one side. If it hits the other side, well, at least you made $15. Let's say you lost 35 on the trade. Let's say if you got 15 and you lost $35, getting out at 50, then you'd make 15. That'd lower your risk to actually like $20 on the trade. And so that is a benefit of the butterfly. The downside, what is the downside of the butterflies? The downside of the butterflies is it has to stay in the range. And so you really do want them pretty wide. It's pretty rare we actually get to hop in and see them, this wide, this late, with premium built into them, with only a minute or two left to go on the trades. So far it's looking so good. We'll watch it out. There we got that 1394 by 1397. It's going to be tight. All right, we'll be right back after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position, for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com. Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, we're going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Just checking out where everything is located, what all is going on. But we got that gold trade did expire between $13.94 and $13.97. So we were able to get that butterfly on. I don't do butterflies that often on gold. Usually I like to trade very directionally, but this thing was just flat after a massive move. So looked like a good opportunity, and you can't hesitate when you see a good one. You just got to take it. And both sides profitable. Sweet. So let's go in and look at what else we got going on. Let's check out. We already looked at some of the currency pairs, but let's do a quick wrap-up on all of them now. Sort of aside from the news side of things, just looking over at the deviations. And so we can see right here, let's back out to 10-minute bars. That's my preferred time frame to look at. And so on that, well, let's see here. I'm going to pull a different chart up for you and show you how this all comes together. 1 second. Go in, and there we go. It's a little bit cleaner chart right here that we can use. So right here on the Aussie, let's go back here to the Aussie dollar. Let that load up, and we'll pull up the 10-minute bars on it. And like I said, we got a nice negative 0.5 to 0.5, just sort of oscillating around, not doing a whole lot of anything at the moment. And but did get a nice run up right there. It's going to end higher on the day. Just how much higher is the question. And just been flatlining here. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar had that move, big move. We got all this stuff all over the screen. Let me get rid of some of this so you can see what's going on. We got to move down about a 0.3 up to 0.7. So we did get our one deviation move, just not to a one deviation level, but it did bounce right off the 0.7 deviation, being a one deviation from low to high. And we'll dig into pound dollar. So pound dollar, same thing. Like I said, we had this happen in a lot of the currency pairs today, where we had these moves right there. Let me get rid of this one also, and they'll make it all that much clearer to see. We got that same move, that 0.5 to 0.5 going on. So pound dollar, same thing. Again, one deviation. Don't forget, hits 0.5 and goes down 0.5. That's a one deviation move. Okay. Dollar CAD. If we go over and look at it, it was not quite the exact same here, but let's go in. We got to move just a perfect trend. Look at that, right up to 0.7. Then turned around, gave you a little warning, and then ran on down and just right back to settlement. And so nice move right there back to settlement on the dollar CAD. Dollar franc, we just a whole lot of nothing. Just a lot of chop right there on the dollar franc, staying right in between both of the half deviation zones. And we're going down to the dollar yen. On the dollar yen, our movement, we had the up move first. So this morning, and but it was slow. It was choppy. It wasn't the easiest to trade instrument. It sort of ran up first thing for those nighttime traders. It was great. You got a nice quick trend off of it. Then it just went to chop, sort of a little bit of a swing trade, I guess you could say, between settlement and half deviation before dropping on back down. And let's go in and let's do our wrap right now over on the indices. So on the indices, we got the S&P. It ran on up and ran on down, and then ran on back to where it was before. And just a whole lot of nothing going on. Me and Steve were looking for maybe some big breaks, but we haven't really got much of anything on the indices today. So it looks like that long side is going to finish a little bit in the money, and the short side may finish out of the money. We'll see if maybe it'll net out at least at close to break even, depending upon where it ends right at the end of the day. Looking down at the NASDAQ, we got a move up to 0.7. It is just hanging out. So, it does have the room to break higher. Does it have a reason to break higher? That's the question. So we're going to get any kind of last-minute news that's going to give it more reason, or is everybody just done for the weekend, especially after yesterday's, squirrel-eating fiasco, right? So last time the market went down there was the squirrel, so nobody knows quite what happened this time. I don't think we're ever going to find out. It was just a glitch, a server upgrade. Just needed to be done. So we just decided to shut it down. We could have went back online in 20, 30 minutes after the incident happened, but we wanted to coordinate our opening to work well with all the exchanges over the next few hours. So that's why we waited. Yeah, whatever. So, anyways, nobody's buying any of the crap. But go on over to the Russell, though. Russell right there. Wow. It literally looks like a flat line. I saw a trader posting flat line. And, yep. So the heartbeat is not strong. But just a whole lot of nothing. Look at that thing. That's pathetic. So, Butterfly City. Things to consider. All right, and then just drop that one there for you. Looking on over at the Dow. The Dow, oh man, it's an animal. It's thinking about actually making a new high. May even break, 40 whole points on the day. We'll see. And so it's pushing up on those highs, but not much to stare at. Corn now, however, has had a decent little move. It ran up, did a little pop right there, and then pulled back down. Then did a nice move up early this morning, right around 9:30, right there on the open of the pit, and then fell on back down, a little pullback. So it had a nice move. Now soybeans, though, was sort of the champion here. We go and look at soybeans. Look at that. It was the right time. It was everything. And thing just flew up to one deviation, 1.5 deviation, still pushing higher into the close. So just a great move over on the ags, and that was, you just don't ask for a better trend than that. That was just perfect. And you got to love it when it's just an elevator, right? There's no escalator here, man. Just pure elevator straight up. And let's check out our energy sector. So we got oil, and sort of keeping more eye on oil than natural gas here. We got oil on up, a solid deviation. That thing went down, hit the half deviation mark, started giving all sorts of chop reversal. Steve was talking about it. I was talking about it before our show on the Bull Bear Binary Hour this morning. We were chatting. He's like, what are you looking at? Well, it's like, I've been short oil, but I'm long it now. It's like, I'm closing my shorts down. And that thing just flew. and it ran straight up to one deviation, and just went to nothingness afterwards. So sort of, put a fork in it, it's done, and time to move on. And looking a little deeper to see what else, we got a few more markets we can cover, but that is the majority of the main ones that I like to look over each and every day. And so the next thing is just sort of talk about what do we got coming up next week, right? What's coming up in the news? What do we need to be aware of? How do we get our game plan together? And so next week, if I'm looking at it, I only see a couple things on the calendar that I need to, keep my eye on, and really they're later in the week as far as like the really, important announcements. A couple things to be aware of, though. Britain is going to be closed on Monday. Okay, so they're going to have a summer bank holiday. So that's what it is. It's literally called the summer bank holiday. So it must be nice. So that'll affect a little bit of your pound liquidity. Okay. And, traders and stuff like that over there that, England. So be aware of that. We'll have core durable goods at 8:30 on Monday. I expect maybe, 20, 30 pip moves off that. We'll have consumer confidence on Tuesday. Again, maybe 20, 30 pip moves. That comes out at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Might be worth butterflying before it. And then going on into Wednesday, let's see here. The Bank of England governor is going to speak at 7:45. That'll cause a little volatility, 7:45 on Wednesday. We're going to have pending home sales. Not really the biggest market mover. Again, 20 to 30 pip move on the Forex markets around 10 a.m. And then that night we'll have private capital expenditures over in Australia. That will give you, again, a little bit of volatility on the Aussie for you nighttime traders. You also have some New Zealand stuff going on that can help out with that. Going into Thursday, finally we actually get something. We're going to have preliminary GDP. So those are going to be the ones I'll be talking about that next week. Tune in Wednesday. We'll talk about that report in detail. And that's sort of going to be your big report for the week here in the U.S. It also comes at the same time as the unemployment claims. We're also going to have preliminary GDP, price index, minor impact report, but it is at the same time added the volatility. And we'll probably also look at the dollar CAD at that time because we're going to have current account and RMPI coming out on the CAD as well. So 6 reports simultaneously, 2 pairs, not high impact on the CAD, but nevertheless, we got to get some good volatility on it. So we'll probably be looking over at Euro Dollar and CAD is my guess. Once I pull all the stats up, we'll run through it, we'll look at it, and see how we can put it together. As far as the rest of that day, there's not a whole lot going on. A lot of little yen announcements coming out. So that'll help with some volatility on the yen that evening, but nothing major, just stuff to be aware of. Will cause us some volatility, get some good nighttime trading going on. And then we'll go on into Friday. On Friday, we'll have the CAD GDP along with a few USD announcements. So CAD GDP being a high-impact report, we will look for that to be a good news trade. Again, that's going to be 8:30 on Friday, and will allow us to put together a news plan. But again, it's just going to be a light week. But here is the nice thing. Into summer. Labor Day coming up the following week. Okay? Traders are going to start coming on back. Volatility's going to start coming on back. And we're going to be getting into this final part of the year here. We're going to get some volatility, September, October. Okay? And we have just a whole lineup of news announcements coming out. So once Labor Day is over, we're going to have retail sales that night on Australia. That next week, we're going to have the Australian interest rate announcements coming out, ISMs coming out. If we keep going, I'm just looking at the week after, next. We're going to have the trade balance reports come out, USD CAD. We're going to have the Canadian interest rate is going to be coming out. Let's see here. What else do we got? Bank of Japan interest rate is going to be coming out. Let's see. Britain's interest rate is going to be coming out. Europe's interest rate is going to be coming out. Why don't we release ours too? Let's just get in on it, right? And then let's see, ISM, and then we're going to go over the Friday. We're going to have manufacturing production, employment change, unemployment rate, not NFP. So IVPMI. This is all the week after. Okay, Labor Day. So next week, a little quiet, little summer doldrums going on like we've had this week and last week. But yeah, it's going to wake up and you sort of start rubbing those hands together and licking your chops and getting ready. And because volatility is coming back in droves, and even though the indices are asleep today, they'll be waking up very soon. So don't let yourself get your account all chopped up before the good stuff starts, okay? So trade conservatively, be ready, and then when it comes up, have your plan in place, know what you're going to do, follow your rules, implement your risk management. And right now, between now and then, is a good time, okay? Now is a good time for you to hop on over and start learning. If you haven't already, start learning about Nadex. Start putting together some pieces, okay? Use this summertime lull to get ready. And go on over here, and you can go in and you can check out a lot of different things, but one of the things you can go in and check out, click on the Nadex banner. And if you go to the Nadex banner, then you can then open an account. So you can get a demo account, demo trading account. And just click on that. If you fund an account with $100, they'll actually extend that demo account out for you, basically permanently for you. But click on demo trading account, and they'll put $25,000 of funding money in there. It takes about 15 seconds, literally, to open up. Okay? And then you get a live account. It's only $100 to fund a live account. You can fund it with as much as you want, but it's only a $100 minimum deposit requirement. And again, that's just a deposit. It's not a fee. No fees to open an account. No fees for the platform. No fees for the data. The only fees you got are exchange fees when you place trades. You don't pay broker commissions on top of that or anything. So very, very cool. And the fees are capped. It's 90 cents a contract. It's $9 an order. So if you do one contract, 90 cents. You do 5 contracts, $4.50. You do 10 contracts, $9. You do 100 contracts, $9. And no margin calls ever to worry about. Everything is completely capped risk. And you get massive leverage. You can go in there and you don't have to worry about getting stopped out, depending on what trade you're doing. Some of my trades I am going to take stops. Some of them I won't. Again, it depends upon what kind of trade I'm doing. And you also can go in there and you can learn about these binaries and these spreads. You can learn how to collect premium on days like today. You can learn how to take advantage of crazy volatility, like days, like weeks after, the week after Labor Day. So there's a lot of ways, whether it be flat or volatile or trending, whatever markets, there's a lot of ways to take advantage of Nadex. And so now is a good time to get going. They got some good education over here on their website you can also take advantage of, as well as we got some education built in over in the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer over here with inside the TFNN. You can click on that, and you get in there, get a free trial to it, check it out, and it's like right there. I'll show you how this works. You go in, and there's tutorials getting started, step by step, what is Nadex, how do the spreads work, how do binaries work, and then you can also hop in on the spread scanner, which now includes the binary scanner, and the deviation levels are feeding into it as well live for you. And you can ask questions. So you can go over here, ask me any questions you want, and just be happy to help you. So lots of cool things to do, and you just got to figure out what's the right thing for you. Well, what do you prefer? Maybe you're a trend trader. Maybe you're a swing trader. Maybe you're a scalping trader. Maybe you're a volatility trader. Maybe you like trading news. Maybe you like doing random walk. So whatever strategy you like doing, you don't have to wait a month for something to expire. You don't have to buy options that are a week, a month, months out. You can use ones that are a week, a day, hours, even minutes out. So, like I said, there's a lot of ways to apply Nadex, and it's just a matter of figuring out what works best with your schedule. Daytime, nighttime, early morning, whatever. All right, stay right there. We'll be right back after your break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So we're talking about a lot of different ways that you can combine Nadex together. And like I said, you can do straddles, you can do strangles, you can do binaries, you can do premium collection, you can do trend trading. So, during the day, you find times that are more volatile than others. You find times that trend better. You find times that don't move as much. And as you start to notice those things, it's like, well, how can you take advantage of them? How can you take advantage of each situation? And so that's why I'll look at when news reports are coming out, even ones where I don't expect a lot of volatility. I go, yeah, that might be where I want to go in and do a butterfly, because it's probably not going to move that much. It's probably going to move like 20 or 30 pips. So maybe if I can do a butterfly that's, say, 40 pips wide, then, hey, I have a solid trade. It may move more than that, but more often than not, it doesn't move that much. So just using little things like that, just things that you start to notice, patterns you start to notice in different markets, that's more what I'm talking about. And like I said, it's just been crazy today how some of these markets have just flown all over the board. And I Other ones are flat. And so one of the things, too, is having an access to a wide variety of markets. Most people go in and, they just stick to one thing. Like if you're trading the indices, people go in and they'll trade. I just trade the S&P. Well, I don't know if that's your best plan. You may want to look at actually expanding out a little bit further. So even if you're just trading the S&P, the S&P ticks in quarters. There are some benefits to trading the other one. So like the Dow, ticks in points. You got the Russell ticking in 0.1. Even if you're not going to trade the other three, having them on your screen, having all four indices, having, the broad market index on your screen to see what's happening will help you become a better S&P 500 futures trader. And then, you got to understand that the markets are obviously not the same every day. And there are days when you're going to get big runs on the ags. And there's going to be days when you get big moves on the indices. And there's going to be days when you get big moves on energies or metals. And days when you get big moves on Forex. So if you can get down your trading system to be consistent and consistently follow that, then ideally you don't know which one's going to move. So what do? Just trade one? Or do maybe you learn to, over time, okay, and with proper risk management, learn to trade multiple markets. Have an FX pair, have a commodity, maybe a couple, like maybe an ag and an energy and a metal, maybe a few there, right? Maybe a couple FX pairs that aren't totally correlated to each other. And then add in, something like, an indice. And, if you can get to the point where you can trade multiple markets and stick with those, and maybe it's like either, hey, I'm trading oil, or I'm trading gold, or I'm trading both, or maybe I'm trading oil and I'm trading, we'll just throw it out there, we'll say, euro dollar or pound dollar. And you might even switch based on what news is coming out. But stay on that pair like for the day, okay? But if you have like an FX, an ag, an energy, and an indice, then, one of them makes a little, one of them loses a little, and ideally one of them, knocks it out of the park. You just don't know which one's going to be the big mover. And sometimes, you get a little chopped up across the day and you come out with a whole lot of nothing. But by having several different things you're trading across several different sectors there in the futures market, then you can take advantage of the volatility that comes with unique markets on unique days. And, in your journal, if you don't have one, you should start journaling things that you notice. When are certain things more active? What news announcements really helped this move today? What can I learn that I could use next time so that you start learning maybe what to be focusing on? Based on news announcements, day of week, day of month, and time of year can be huge as well. Like right now, we're going into this whole Labor Day doldrum thing, but then we're going to be exploding out of the gates. So be ready for a little lower liquidity, which can mean some weird, crazy volatility coming up next week. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.